Are we live?
I
We live
think so.
yet?
Can they hear you? I hope so.
Can you hear me?
Maybe, hopefully.
Papa, can you hear me?
Okay, they can hear us. Woo! All right.
Yay.
Hello. Welcome to Waking Up. I am Anna, and this is Sean. Uh,
So,
we are the hosts of Waking Up, which is a mental health podcast with a basis in religious trauma. We do talk about more than religious trauma, but yeah,
that's how we started.
it
That's our
seems-
roots.
This our
That's,
roots. We always seem to come back to it.
I mean,
We had a little bit of a late start. Sean just woke up like literally 30 minutes
I
ago.
totally did.
And I just took a shower, and like, of course, I'm like all neurodivergent today. So I was like, I need to scrub the walls of my shower before I go. I was like, I don't know what got it.
Were you half showering, half scrubbing the walls?
Well, no, I was like, I was in my robe, and I was like wet
Oh,
hair,
okay.
just like I was like, I got 4 minutes. I got 4 minutes. I could do this.
Oh, the neurodivergent is strong with this one.
I know. I was vacuuming at 9 a.m. Don't start with me.
I no. Wow. How's that Sunday going?
Listen. When
What?
you come out of a depression, like I don't know if this anybody like that does this. Like I come out of a like massively large depressive episode, and I just want to clean everything, and then I feel really bad because I've let it get really bad. Like I'm not dirty. I'm not dirty. Like I pick up and I like do like the basics, but then like you look around, you're like you pick something up and it's like covered in dust. You're like, fuck.
There, I think there's kind of a lens in which you see the space around you.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
when
absolutely.
you're depressed, it's kind of like almost a haze. Like there's a you can see if it's really bad. So it's never really bad, but it's different when that haze comes off the eyes, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not clean. I thought that was clean. No, that's not clean. Then you got
I
to
feel
clean
the
it
same.
again.
I feel worse that I let it go. Oh no. There
Yeah.
was Asta 100%. There was when I first moved out and I moved into this house, I of course was going through a bunch of shit, and this is before you came on, and I was like bad. And when I started feeling better, I started getting out of it, and then I went into my kids' bathroom. And I had like wiped it down, but I hadn't and I look at it and I cried. I cried and felt so guilty because I was like, this is gross. Now it's not like hazardous, like disgust, but it was just like, it was not clean. And I was just like, I let my kids' bathroom look like this. Like it's one thing to let my bathroom look that way, but then there's another to like the bathroom your kids use. I was like, this is awful. This is awful. Like I can't know. So yeah, I absolutely, and I do that a lot, and that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just
That's
looking
where you're
around
at.
my space, going,
What can I? Yeah. Need to clean. Need to
So-
rearrange. Need to change. Got to make things better. It's you get that urge to just make things better and improve it and kind of rearrange and kind of like look. It's like you're looking at your space around you a little differently.
yes. Okay. All right. So now that we've just gone off the rails, but I mean, it's fine.
It's what we do.
It is what we
We're
do.
divergent.
Yay! So here's our disclaimer. We are not here to bash anyone's faith or religion. We think faith and religion are beautiful things when done in a mentally and emotionally healthy manner. We are not healthcare professionals. This is not medical advice. We are not certified in anything. We are two people on the internet talking about our mental health journey, our trauma, our experiences, and the tools that we use that help us. So anything we say on here is not a replacement for any type of medical advice. This is literally and this is for entertainment only. I guess we have to say that now. Like we have to say that so
Sure.
nobody sues us. So this is our own opinions, our own experiences. This is not medical advice. We are not therapists, counselors. We're none of that. We've just been through a lot of shit. We've been through a lot of shit. But we do have resources and information that if you do need real medical professional help, we will certainly be glad to share that information with you. Just contact us on our Discord, and we will be absolutely happy to share that to help you get in contact with people that are qualified to help you get where you need to go. Sean and I grew up in the Carolinas in the 90s, 2000s, which is prime Billy Graham territory time. We were in the buckle of the Bible Belt. We were around when the Left Behind series was created. So we want to talk about, rapture trauma. Let's talk like that. That we were there.
Rapture trauma.
We were there.
I remember when my parents made predictions.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the fucking time. You were terrified.
Oh yeah, when they had the rapture talk, they had to give a warning. They had to preface the rapture talks.
Right, and notice that the once those books came out, Nicholas, Nicole, all of those, like Nikolai, like all of those names, just all of a sudden that were super popular, just all of a sudden disappeared.
Funny how that works.
Tell me you were super Christian without telling me you were super Christian, and if you know, you know. So we were not raptured. Nope,
still here until the next one.
How many raptures have we been through now? At least 4.
Yeah, probably. Well, the next one's later this month. Remember, the reason they gave is because the calendars. Yeah, we're following a different calendar, and so it's going to happen again, like in a couple weeks.
Yeah, but we've been through like 4 or 5 at least in our lifetime by this point, and that's just for us being like aware. Like there had to have been several in our childhood that we didn't even know about.
Absolutely, and yet we're still here. Imagine that. I have a feeling we're going to continue to be here.
You know what? So. And even if we're here and we don't get raptured, they act like that is going to be a bad thing. Like, here's the thing that Christians, like, it's going to be a bad thing. It's going to be torture on earth. It's going to be hell on earth. You're going to be tortured. Actually, boo-boo, y'all being here is torture to me. Y'all Pretty go much. Away. There ain't nothing worse than y'all being here. I am so glad that you have faith and that you want to go to a better place. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. When you guys want to judge me for whatever, it's fine.
Go and leave us alone. I heard someone say that they thought about it, but they didn't do it. They should have.
Oh, the Mayan calendar? Yes, I remember that one too. So that there's at least 6.
There is. Someone suggested next time there's a rapture to go outside and randomly play the trumpet. Right?
I have access to trumpets.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Just especially where you are, just go outside and just randomly start playing the trumpet.
You know, my coworkers would do that. My coworkers would blow up one of those like people died just as I played the trumpet. It was. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Okay, this is not what we're talking about today, but somehow we got off on it because again.
Bible Belt. That's where we're at.
Okay, so I am currently wearing.
You're grinching it up.
I'm grinching it up because
you know.
As you can tell by the title season, healing season comes early. Why our brain puts up holiday lights in September. So, like, yeah. Can we talk about how in September I walk into some of these stores and there's Christmas? I was like, you haven't even gotten the Halloween decorations out.
It always starts like an infection. There's this little spot, this little corner. Whenever I walk, there's a little corner that has a few little festive items, and every week that corner gets bigger. The infection just starts to grow and grow and grow until eventually takes over the entire store.
And can I talk about the irony of like Hobby Lobby, the uber Christian craft store, right? Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about how they have, I went in there and
you went into a Hobby Lobby?
Well, yeah, because it's like now that Joann's is shut down and it's one of the few places that sells fabric. Right. Yeah. It's like, unless I go to like a quilting store, but they don't have clothing stuff, so like clothing fabrics. But anyway, so I walked in there, 2 full aisles worth. And I'm not talking about Christmas stuff because they have like an entire, like a third of the store Christmas already. But 2 aisles worth of Grinch stuff.
That is kind of funny that they lean into that. Um, yeah, this there's a whole seasonal depression thing, and like the as Christmas, all this stuff earlier. Part of seasonal depression is what the push that everything has, the media and how we feel and all the pressures to do stuff, and so they're pushing that on us earlier and earlier in the year.
But here's the thing. Christmas, it's like all these people like, remember, Jesus is the reason for the season, but they're the ones that's like the most
They're the
commercialized.
ones fighting over the gift in the Toys R
Or
Us.
they have entire like literal storage units full of
Yes.
Christmas decorations. And
Yeah.
you're telling me Jesus the reason for the season? Okay, let that storage unit burn down and let me see how well you take that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't get that. You don't get that specific gift for your kid, and you're gonna go ballistic. But
And okay,
Jesus.
yeah, and I live in Texas, so it never feels like holiday season
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because it's
Hmm.
like what is it right now? What's the
What is it?
temperature right
80,
now?
90?
85. It is
Yeah.
85 degrees right now, and like it's just like nothing feels like fall. And first off, I love fall, and not in that basic white girl way. Like I went to college in the mountains of North Carolina where it was
Mm,
like beautiful Appalachian color
it
changes.
was.
Like I like
Yeah.
fall for fall, not the
Yes.
pumpkin, but I love fall because of the color changes and the feel, and
Yep.
it's marching band season, and
Oh, of
it's
course.
just like
And all the good stuff happens in fall.
right.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like okay,
But they try to push this out. They push the fall out. They want to go from like summer to winter,
right.
or summer to not as hot summer.
Send me some of that heat. It's 40. Oh my gosh. I'm
I
living in the
wish.
wrong part of my
Yeah.
country. Like it's
That that is one thing that I hate about the commercialization of the holidays is the snow. Snow is so hardwired into the season. And I'm like, when you live in a place, when you live in the South, especially where you live, that's not like it's so disillusioned. Like Christmas is snow. No, not for us. Especially the car commercials. The car commercials are the worst.
I think this past Christmas it was like it was cooler, but when I say cooler, it was like 60 degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're wearing t-shirts. Like it's but I mean it does get cold here, but it's very, very short.
It's like a
Like
2-week period.
yeah. But the reason we're talking about Christmas time and moving and like all of these stores pushing this stuff out is it's just that like sometimes when you start your mental health healing journey, and I know I am 100% guilty of this, that my therapist is often getting after my ass about this. It's like it's too soon. Like it's too soon. Like you like I get the whole well shouldn't I be doing I should be here. Like the pressure to
Why
be
am I not?
better. Why am I not
Yeah.
better? Well, I should be over this. Or here's my trauma. I've addressed my trauma. I've opened the door. I've unpacked it. I am learning the skills or doing the things for whatever this is.
Mhm.
It shouldn't affect me, right? I should be over it.
Yeah.
I should be fine. Right?
Moving
I
on.
should be fine.
Should be, yeah.
Why am I like I'm fine, right? I dealt with it. I'm fine.
It's a box you can check. Like I feel like that's my healing checklist. Okay, I have learned this. I have done this once. I have checked it on my math problem. I've done my math problem on my homework. I'm good to go.
Christmas Eve is my trauma anniversary. Yeah, and so many people, Asta, Christmas is not a great time of year. It's lonely. It's sad. We have a friend of ours who lost her husband, who is the absolute love of her life, and I can't imagine. I can't imagine what
Yeah.
this time of year is going to be like for her because it's her first Christmas without him, and I like my heart breaks for her.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yep.
not a good time. It's lonely and it's sad. And sometimes Christmas isn't this whole like holiday of oh we open the presents and it's got sometimes it's parents yelling at each other and narcissistic forced family get-togethers that you're
Yeah.
like and presents you have to pretend to like because they don't know who you are and you're like this is oh aren't you going to be grateful that I spend my hard-earned money well this is not at all what I wanted.
There's an incredible amount of pressure for everything to be perfect, for everything to be like the Hallmark movies, for everything to be for everyone to get along and to spend
And you
time
know what?
together. And
That sounds like a perfect Christmas day, Asta. That
yes,
sounds
that does.
perfect. And you know what? If you want to sit in bed and watch slasher fix because that's what makes you feel better on Christmas Day, do that shit.
Absolutely. There are Christmas slasher flicks, which is fantastic.
You know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Like, don't let anybody tell you how you should celebrate your holidays and who you should send them with. And if you don't want to share them with your family, don't fucking share them with your family. And if you don't want to be around people, don't be fucking around people.
That's one thing that I had to learn. That's something that I've learned in the last couple of years, is that whole but family. But don't you want to spend time with your no, actually I don't.
I love it. It's like, nothing says mental stability like sweating through a panic attack while surrounded by inflatable Santas.
Yes. Fine. Oh my god. The panic attacks from finding the perfect stuff, going into Home Depot or Lowe's and looking at all the Christmas stuff and going, "Oh my god, what am I going to do?"
Right. Oh, and here's the thing though. Halloween has become the millennials' Christmas. Have you noticed that?
It has it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
all
the millennials and Gen Zs, how Halloween comes out in July and August now.
It does. Oh my god.
So
yes.
but because it's our we don't want to celebrate holidays because we have all the trauma around Christmas.
Yes.
So our generation and the generation after us, the millennials and Gen Zs, we're spooky girlies. How would you like those?
That's,
this?
You know
And now it's that whole we're goth, we're hardcore. We don't do Christmas, but we do Halloween, and it's spooky. And I'm like, you're just as bad as your mom, just a different holiday. Like, it's fine.
That is fair. You just traded out the holiday.
Yeah, you just traded out the motherfucking holiday.
Mm-hmm. They go hardcore for that.
They do. And you know, it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
But I don't do that. Like, I don't do the super decorating. Now, Christmas I'll decorate a lot because I am learning to celebrate Christmas in a different way. I don't decorate for Halloween. Now, I do costumes. I do try to do that. But holidays are holidays.
Yeah,
I know I will be a Grinch with a bad temper. Oh, hey, join the club. Do I need to send you a Grinch sweatshirt? It's fine. Here, look, I'm literally, everything that I own for Christmas is naughty list or like Grinch. I don't give a shit.
You don't have the Hallmark stuff? You don't have all the...
No. But I mean, okay, so, but mental health healing is the same way. We are the same way. And we do, I know Sean and I both are very guilty of this. I mean, I guess I can't speak for Sean himself, but I know for me, I'm very guilty of this. And it's just... okay, like I'm in therapy, I'm healed. It's all like it's
I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to like hit the ground running. Tell me what I need to do. Let's go ahead and get all the decorations out. Let's throw them up. Let's throw them up and be okay. I'm good now. Like get it up early, get it done, and then I'm good. I don't have anything else to do.
Okay, I'm about to hit you. I'm about to hit you.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hit you with your question.
Okay.
Have you ever pretended to be more healed than you actually are?
Yeah.
Even though you're like, I know this bothers me. This is bad. This is triggering me. This is awful. I'm about to have a panic attack. This is going to throw me into whatever triggered coping mechanism that I have, but I'm going to pretend to be healed and centered and okay.
I mean, yeah, I've done that. I've done that in front of a therapist before.
What?
Yeah. So one of the things that I've had to work through is that because I want to get better. I want to feel like I've done the work and I'm better and I'm ready to move on, is by convincing my therapist that I've done the work and I'm ready to move on.
How is that helpful?
It's not. It makes me feel better. Let's go back to the question.
Oh, okay.
Have I ever?
My bad. Sorry.
And so I have to be careful with the whole feeling, like, oh yeah, I did this happen and this happened. And like, when they say, well, how was your week? And I talk about that one really good thing and ignore all the other things that fell apart for the week. I'm like, oh yeah, this wonderful thing happened. See, look, I'm healed. So I have to be careful not to do that. So like now, if my therapist compliments me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I can accept that compliment. Um, but yeah, that's where I
Are you
often.
gaslighting your therapist? Oh, bear calling your ass
I
out.
mean, yeah, no, that's something that I've had to work on. As yes, I have gaslit therapists,
Um,
or at least you're.
it's not that simple because most of off the work you do after therapy. I don't need my bipolar meds anymore. Yes, and we all do that. Like, but I am also very much. I don't do it to my therapist. I think my therapist just knows better.
My current therapist does. My previous therapist didn't, or they didn't say anything about it. I don't know which,
I
but
love your current therapist. Your current
my,
therapist will
cur-
call your
my,
ass out.
he does. He absolutely does. Yeah.
Aww.
Which is what I asked for,
You're
which is what I
welcome,
said I need.
Sean. You're
I know,
welcome.
thanks. Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah. He was the one I was gonna skip over, and you're like, no,
I know.
that's the one right there.
No,
That's,
yeah,
that's
he
it.
absolutely was like, ah, no,
I
he's.
sent,
I was like, no, 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 that one.
I sent her a list, and was like, I'm thinking I'm gonna call this one and this one, and she went, no, no, you're gonna call this one, the one that's the bottom of your list. That's the one. And I'm like, but yeah, that's the one. And she was right. Look at that. And it was right. Imagine that.
Therapist gaslighting sounds like a bad millennial punk band. It
I
does.
mean, you're right.
For a couple of days, same day, I went completely manic. Yeah, and honestly, a therapist won't do that if they don't, unless they think that you're a danger to yourself or others. Like, I'm just, and maybe they were doing that for your safety. But here you are, therapist. But yeah, and
So have you?
oh, absolutely. I do it on this podcast all the time. Like,
Oh, early, especially early this podcast when we first started, like the first year of this podcast, was
for
me and
first two.
Ty. Okay,
I understand first two. And not on top of that, remember, I was in the middle too. I was doing my single. I
Yeah,
was like
yeah, you were.
so trying.
Oh
Like,
yeah, go back and watch the
oh
video.
God. Oh God. Just the cringe factor. Just thinking about it. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like the first 3 years of my streaming life was just me trying to gaslight myself and everybody else. And I'm fine. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. I I think a lot of that is not necessarily us like lying and trying to convince other people. I think a lot of it is just trying to convince ourselves. I think for me, it's like if I say it out loud, if I say it enough times, I will convince myself that everything is fine, everything's good, and I don't have to deal with this thing that I don't want to deal with or haven't dealt with.
What? I have
I
never
know.
been the victim of that.
What? Yeah, that's crazy talk. Yeah,
Ever.
both of us.
Yeah. Did you say both with an
I did.
F?
I did say both of us.
Jesus Christ, Sean.
Yep,
What? No.
absolutely.
It's
Uh,
TH, dear.
both of us.
Both.
Both.
Um. Okay, but how the reason I think a lot of it, like, we did that a lot is because we feel that pressure, especially for us that get on, especially you and I, and that we put our shit on the internet, and we're doing this mental health thing, and we have to be put together. We have to be put together. And if we're going to talk about our mental health journey, and we're going to talk about our trauma, and we're going to talk about these things, that we have to be looking like we're making progress, and that we're getting better, and that and that there's this timeline, and that we have our shit together,
Yeah,
and that we have answers.
it did. It very much felt like that the first several years,
Yeah.
where we had to be the guides. We're here to tell you about how also successful we've been, how we've progressed and done this, and like especially for me, being vulnerable and admitting that I was struggling with this thing and I didn't have the answer and I wasn't in a good place here, like that was so scary for me. The idea of actually being open with you guys, and so we didn't. it was it was a couple hours of us masking and pretending that we had it all together because we felt like we had
Er,
to. Yeah, I felt like I had to have it all together. I had to know had to know the answers.
right.
Um,
Right. And it's like this expectation of you did the thing. You did the thing. How is that going? Is it better? You better? You better now?
yeah.
Oh, you talked about this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. The worst is in especially in my joint therapy. It's just like, okay, so I've addressed this thing that happened in our relationship. Okay. You're fine now, right? It's good.
Yeah, we're good now.
We're good now,
Yeah.
right? That's fine. We're over it. You're over it. Okay, we addressed it. You know the things, you have the information, and now you're fine.
No.
A month later, and like it's just like this. Like I felt like I was always on this timeline, like okay, so I'm only allowed X amount of weeks, or I'm only
Yes.
allowed X amount of time, and now I need to be over it, or I haven't actually dealt with it.
Especially if someone else did something and you're having a response to what they did.
Oh,
Like,
hydrate. I have coffee. It has water in it.
there you go. That works. I mean,
I didn't bring
that's
my second. I usually have a thing of water here, and I did.
that's what we do here. Yeah, if you want hydration, it's often going to be that coffee, especially this time of the morning.
Considering it's afternoon, but it's fine. But I
You
mean,
know what? It feels like morning.
it also feels like that with our friends. Like, cause Sean, honestly, I think with you and correct me if I'm wrong, but like when we started, because I was like, I was broken. I had that breakdown, and I was like broken. I was probably one of the lowest points I had been in a very long time in my life, and I said, I need help. I'm done. I can't. I'm broken. I am broken. A lot of shit had happened in my marriage and my kids, just my
Yep.
personal life, me professionally. I was like, I am broken. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I need hardcore therapy. I need to get into intensive therapy. I was doing therapy. I was doing group therapy. I was doing intensive therapy for like 3 times a week. And I was like, you're like, okay, I do too. I mean, you were already going to a therapist.
Yeah.
You weren't.
I felt like, well, it was also especially when we were both in therapy at the same time. I imposed a lot of pressure on myself, and I say that because like you didn't impose it. This was my imposing it on myself. I'm looking at like you and what the progress you're making and all the strides in your journey, and I'm like, why am I not making progress? I don't feel like I'm making progress. And for me, it became very comparative.
Yeah.
It had to be like my journey versus your journey. And then like there were certain things that we both were going through. And then there were things that we were not individually. Are separate. Like I dealt with this, you dealt with that, but there were times where it overlapped. And like there was a whole lot of like, well, why are you getting through this faster? Why are you doing this faster? Like I felt like if I wasn't moving at a certain pace, if I wasn't moving at like your pace,
And
then
let me tell you, I am very opposite of Sean in our personalities, how we attack problems, how we think of problems, how we approach problems. It's very, very, and sometimes it's very frustrating because like he'll like look at a problem and he'll like, what's the simplest solution? And it might be very roundabout. Like it's very like, I'm like, head first. Like, let's what's the hardest thing that needs to happen? Like, what is the hardest part about it? Let's do that first.
You're
Everything
ready to
else will
just
be
attack
fine.
it.
Yeah. Like very, very dragon, like very much like what is the worst thing what is the worst? And then I'll do that. And then everything after that is going to be easier. But he'll be like, he needs to build himself up.
I want to do a bunch of the little stuff, and then eventually I
right.
might get.
I'll eventually get there, but
Yeah.
so it's very different. So it looks very different.
Mhm.
I'm like, no. Oh, this is the hardest trauma I got. here's that Band-Aid. Let's rip that bandage off and like let's re-break that bone. And
I'm like skirting around the problem. I'm like hitting all the little points around it without actually attacking the problem, and eventually
let's
I
take some
might.
antibiotic first. Let's
Yeah,
get rid of the
yeah.
infection. I'm like, let's cut
Yes.
that shit out. Let's
You're,
just
you're amputate. Cut it out.
but in like it's very much that it's
It was hard for me not to compare, well, because I'm very much, I grew up in a comparison. Like I compare stuff all the time. That's one of the struggles I've had is, no matter what it is, comparing stuff, comparing
right.
myself to somebody else. And so when it came to mental health, I was very easy to do the same thing and to get mad at myself for not moving at at someone else's pace, or to like, okay, I did this, I'm done. And then cool, okay, I got it, I'm good. Check it off the box and move to the next thing.
And this line it says healing too early often means repressing instead of repairing.
And I think that's what I was doing. I was trying to just trying to oh, I was done, and I knew how to do this, but I didn't. I was just kind of like going through the motions and repressing it, or not putting myself in a situation where that thing that I'm trying to learn how to work through was present. I was avoiding. That's something that came up. Am I not feeling triggered because I've grown, or am I not feeling triggered because I'm not putting myself in a position to be triggered?
Bitch. Listen.
Yeah, that's
Listen.
that's something that I've had to. That's come up in a lot of my therapy sessions.
But and here's the thing for me is like I was always, especially online, and a lot of times with my friends too. It's I would rip the Band-Aid off. I always do the things, but the thing is about like you confront your trauma, and then your therapist or your professional helps you with the tools you need and gives, okay, here, when this happens, try X, Y, and Z. But it takes, like you said, it takes practice. It takes putting yourself in that position. And so it's one of those, I often was just like, yeah, like it's getting better, even though it was just as hard. And you don't know, and there's no set number of times of I'm going to put myself in this, or I get myself in this position or in this situation where I get triggered or confronted with that. And there's no set times of, well, you do this 10 times and you got it. Because everybody's different. It's just like practicing a skill. It is a skill. And so some people pick it up right away. Okay, you show me how to do it. I do it 2 times. Look, I got this. Okay, I can do this. And then some other people, just it's like they are constantly practicing, and yes, they're getting better at it, but it's still difficult for them. And so it's that whole, okay, I've been practicing this skill for so many months now, I'm just going to pretend like it's not as hard as it was 5 months ago, because that's what it's expected of me. It's just like, okay, I'm going to pretend like I am, yay, Christmas.
Yeah. While you're saying that, the thing that pops into my head is, so when I used to teach guard, like the idea of practicing something, right? So there's also practicing, and okay, they got it. They're doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong. Okay, they got it. Was it a fluke, or did they actually get it? And then when they got it, there's this: did they get it or did they perfect it, or did they get it in terms of good enough? And I think I fall in the trap with my mental health sometimes. Is like, I got it, but what I'm really saying is it was good enough. But did I really have it, or did I just kind of sort of hit it and I'm
Right.
ready to move on? And like I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. I want to be able to check that off and go, I got it, and then move on. But was it really to the degree that I needed to?
But it's the same thing with that too. It has to become, and you're teaching because we taught marching band, and
Yeah, we both did. Yep.
But it has to be, okay, they got it. Now they need to get it 3 times in a row. So
Yes,
that would always
that's
be when I was teaching, it was like, okay, you got it. Now you made the mistake of showing me that you can do it,
that's
which
right.
means my expectation are you're going to do it. And if they messed up, okay, now let's, which I'm pretty sure you and I are very different in this. Okay, tell me
Uh-huh.
what you did wrong.
Uh-huh.
You did it right the first 2 times, but the third time you messed up. So now we got to start
Yeah.
over because it has to be muscle memory. It has to be second nature. It has to,
Yes.
especially for those of you who maybe in across the pond and don't. So I know that they do have marching bands over there, but it's very different. But for those, it's performance based, and it's you're playing music or performing with your flag or whatever dance movement. But it has to become second nature.
Yes.
Because you can overthink it. You have to be
What?
like, I know,
Crazy.
and pretending like you have it. And sometimes you do have to fake it till you make it. And that, and we're not saying that. Sometimes you like there aren't appropriate places for you to go. Oh, I'm still so fucking. That's just you becoming a victim. But there's also like times where being admitted of where you're going. I'm still struggling with this. It's fine.
There are certain times where good enough is the best thing that you can do right now.
Yeah.
And the focus of perfection is the enemy.
Right.
Like this is at this moment right now, and that's like the survival mode. At this moment, good enough is just going to be it, and that's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because I can't sit here and try to perfect this because that becomes its own problem. So
sort of like in the holidays. Okay, I don't want to fucking decorate my entire house, but you know what? I'll put up a goddamn tree.
there you go.
You know what? I'll put up a tree, and maybe the tree isn't like completely decorated. You know, but here it is, and you know what? That's gonna have to do.
Exactly. That's if you're happy with it, that's it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be out of a Hallmark movie. It doesn't have to be because I think that's where all the pressure comes in is the need to be perfect.
Right. This whole I'm healed. I'm going to therapy. Well, you can go to therapy. You can put up all of the holiday. You can present boxes under the tree, but they could be fucking empty. Like you can go to therapy and look like you're doing all of the healing.
Just
and
like you
not
can go,
be doing any healing.
yeah. Just like you can go to church every Sunday and not okay. Ooh. I mean
We did put our disclaimer up, so it's fine.
just because it looks perfect and just because it has an appearance doesn't mean what's happening underneath it is any good.
Right.
So there's like that's where I think a lot of the pressure comes from is there's that focus to be perfect, to look like you have it all together, to look like you've healed.
Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
Here's one. Okay, it doesn't sort of fit in like this, so it's a little, but it still goes. Okay. Do you ever feel like they are pushing this earlier because they're like you have to be prepared?
Ooh.
So I'm going to put out all of the Christmas, like the stores feel like, okay, and yes, they want to get their sales right, but healing's that way. It's like, I need to be prepared for when it's not time yet. I'm not here. It's not time for me to address this issue, or it's not time for me to do this, but I need to do all of the things to prep to be ready.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, I think that does come into play. I gotta buy all the stuff. I gotta have it ready to go. I gotta prepare for all this stuff.
I know it's coming. I know it's
Yeah.
coming. I know I need it. So I need to do all of these things to prep for it. I need to buy the nice wrapping paper for it before it runs out. I need the pressure of I need to do all these things and be ready, and because somebody else is going to do it before me.
Ooh, keeping up with the Joneses. Ooh, keeping up with the Joneses mental health edition.
But I feel like that's a lot of times the stores do too. It's like pushing all of these things. Where are you gonna put it?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So you feel the need to accumulate all of these skills These
Uh-huh.
coping skills,
Ooh,
these
yeah.
mental health tools, this toolkit and all these things. I need to have them ready for when I actually do it. But
Give
you
me a yeah.
but then you don't actually need it because you don't know what you need till you actually get there.
You've got boxes and boxes and boxes of Christmas stuff, but then what is actually used? What's actually useful? Like, give me all the skills, but the accumulation of the skills doesn't equate to the proper use of the skill. Who has a bunch of Christmas stuff that they've never really put up? Right? I got it because it's because when I think about it, I like the thought of having it.
Because you
But
want to do it. You
yeah,
want to do it. And like
yeah.
for me, I only have one Christmas tree and I honestly, I love my fucking Christmas tree. Like it was like the first like big
Mhm.
thing that I really, really
It's a nice Christmas tree.
wanted
Mhm.
for, I think I love it. And it was the big thing is the Christmas tree because my grandmother made the Christmas and it was something I brought back. But
Mhm.
I always wanted I wanted two Christmas trees and not because but because I don't do massive decorating for Christmas, but it's like I wanted then now to make a Christmas tree for all of the Christmas ornaments that are like
Mhm.
mismatched. My kids' ornaments have special sentimental, and then I wanted the themed Christmas tree
Of course, the theme. Yes.
because
Yeah.
I want it to look cute.
Yeah.
Do
Mhm.
you think I have that? Do you think I have two Christmas trees? No, I do not. I have one Christmas tree. And I still do. I mean, I do themes. I do like color. I try to color coordinate. I do try to do that sometimes a little
Mhm.
bit, but no, just one tree. That's all I have space for.
Mhm.
And that's another thing. That's all you have mental health space for.
Yes. Yeah.
There's
It
some
is not.
houses that are like super rich and super big and have 10 trees and they do the decorating on the outside. And, bless them. Bless them. I'm glad that brings them joy. That brings them joy. I am not
But does
capable of
it?
that.
But does it bring them joy? That's
Some
the
people
thing.
do. Some people
Some
really
some
do
people it
enjoy
does.
that.
Yes.
And that's
But some
okay.
people, yeah. But we don't know. We don't know if that perfection, if that beautiful appearance is because it brings them joy or because they feel like they have to.
It costs me so much energy to keep myself calm and in check. Facts.
Yeah. It is exhausting. The holidays are exhausting. There's so much that we put into it because we feel like we have to accomplish things, to make it look a certain way, to have the experiences.
To
It
buy
is
the thing
exhausting.
for your friends.
Yes, to buy the perfect thing, to put on the perfect event. I remember when I was talking to my former therapist about family, about visiting family for the holidays, and how exhausting it was. Like it was exhausting leading up to it. It was exhausting during the time of it, and then it was exhausting for cut days after they left. He's like, "Why
Hmm.
do you do that?" Because I have to. Do you though? Do you have to?
And that's the
Um,
thing is, I know for us as those who have a mental health podcast, but it's the same thing in approaching to our mental health.
mm,
We have to do this. We have to face our trauma and we have to go through the thing and I have to heal and I have to do this and I have to move on and I have to move forward and I have to let this go and I have to do this and I have to stay calm. That's the big one for me, Asa,
ooh,
because so
yeah.
when you say that, I have to not be triggered. I
Mhm.
have to do this. Why do you have to do it? Because this is what's expected. If I'm healing, then this shouldn't bother me anymore. If I'm healing, I shouldn't have an emotional reaction to this. If I
Ever.
have
Mhm.
healed past this, I should, whatever. And the should
The shoulds, yeah.
and have to. And it's very much in the same vein of that Christmas. It's like, I have to do this for the holidays. I have to have the tree and I have to have the stockings and I have to have all of the bullshit and I have to have X amount of gifts for my kids and I have to, whatever. I don't have to do any of those things. And you know what? The reality is I'm gonna have negative reactions to something that I have healed from.
Ooh, that's
I
that that's a tough one to come to grips with or realize is
you will still have negative. irrational emotional reactions to things that you have healed from. Checking out my trauma energy, just change every bit of energy. Yeah, and that's absolutely okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing for me is like I can't get angry or irritated about something. I have to use proper therapy language. I have
Every
to
single time.
every single time.
Yeah.
I have to say it the right way so that I am heard. I have to do these things. I have to be better by X date, and I have to do this by X date because somebody says so. And that is a lot of pressure. And I feel like,
Yes.
especially when somebody else is like, oh, well, you should move on, or I don't think this way. I don't think this way, so you shouldn't think that way. It's very much like, what do you mean you don't have, an entire storage unit of Christmas decorations? Because
Yeah.
I don't.
What do you mean you're not putting lights up on every surface inside and outside the house?
Well, I do this for the holidays. Well, that's
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yep.
I fucking don't.
Yeah.
How are you not prepared? I bought this back in August.
Right? Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
it's very much the equal of, I don't understand why you're not over this. We talked about it, and I've
apologized.
I've moved past it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm moving past it. You're moving past it, and the other person might not have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very plastic positivity. It's very much this expectation of, oh, I'm so glad you moved past it, and you can judge me and do whatever you need to do because I haven't, but I haven't. Call me a Grinch. Yeah. Motherfucker, I'll be the Grinch of therapy. I don't give a fuck at this point. Like, I feel like that's what my past depressive episode has made me. Very, very mental health Grinch. Look at all of your shit. Yeah, that's pretty. And I do. I enjoy Christmas. Don't get me wrong. I'm not Grinchy like that. But, it's like the holiday spirit.
I can tell you where to shove your holiday spirit.
The holiday spirit equals toxic positivity.
It does. Yes.
I'm so glad you've healed through this. How do you fucking know? Because I'm not crying right now about it?
Yeah. And then it goes back to the whole just because you've healed through this, you've dealt with this, you've worked through this, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean you're not going to have a different response to it at some point.
Oh, okay. So quick fixes.
Ooh,
the 3-day meditation challenge or the gratitude journal equals healed.
Oh, yeah. Nah, forget that.
Okay, I fucking hate. Okay. This is unpopular opinion. It has actually very much changed over the years. This is very different than what I've been preaching in the past. I hate the word I've healed.
Yeah.
I've healed that trauma. Because you're never, okay, no, I'm healing. I will always be healing. It's not something that I fix.
It is not a singular past action.
No. Have I learned skills to cope with that piece of trauma in my life? Yes. AKA comparison, do I get blackout drunk on Christmas because something really bad happened to me on Christmas? No, I don't do that anymore. That doesn't mean that Christmas still doesn't fucking suck for me. I'm just not doing the negative coping mechanism that comes with that event. And it's the same thing with healing.
Yes.
I have not gotten over this pain and hurt and the thing that happened to me. However, what I have done is that I am no longer doing the negative action that I did to try to cope with said trauma.
Yes.
So I have not gotten over it. I haven't healed it. It isn't better. It is still a scar. It is still something that I deal with. It is still something that out of nowhere I may have a reaction to, regardless of whether I have addressed it or not. It is not a, oh, you fixed it, you're done. It's sort of like, okay, you broke your bone. We're going to go back to the bone example. You have the broken bone, it's set wrong, so they have to re-break it. We've used this before. And it fucking sucks, and it hurts, and it's painful, and you have to go through physical therapy, and you have to do the things. Okay, so it heals, and it works better, and you're better, and okay, yeah, you can move it, and some of those complications that came with having the wrong set done. But that doesn't mean that every now and then it's not going to hurt. It's not going to go funky on you. It doesn't mean that that break is still going to be there. You just learned how to cope around it.
You learn to manage. The nervous system's a funny thing. It doesn't matter how much you have healed or gone through or worked. The nervous system will come at you often when you least expect it. And so you've dealt with trauma. That nervous system is going to remind you of the stuff that you've been through, but how do you respond to it? And just because you've responded to it well many times doesn't mean at some point you may not respond to it. Because your ability to respond sometimes comes with how many spoons you've got left, how much exhaust, if you're exhausted. I know for me, there's moments where I'm completely mentally and emotionally exhausted, and I have a lot harder time responding in a positive positive coping mechanism in
Right.
those moments. And those happen. And that doesn't mean I haven't healed. That doesn't mean I haven't grown. That just means that moment it didn't go so well. It
Yeah.
went a different way than I wanted it to. And I learned from it. And that's what I've had to learn from my therapist is it doesn't have to be perfect every time. You take what happens and then you go, okay, well, let's learn from that.
um, why self-help culture sells us on holiday lights before the foundation is stable.
Because it's all about presentation. It's all about the way it looks.
It is. It
It's not about
is.
nobody cares about the foundation. That's when people drive by and see your lights and look at all the beautiful appearances. That's all they care about. That's all they want to see.
And it's like true healing requires more than discounted gimmicks.
Mhm.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're gonna keep going along with the Christmas theme. What about the people who keep their Christmas lights year round?
Heathens. No.
Like, does that mean that they're like in the example of, okay, you keep your Christmas lights all year round? Like,
what's the what does that say?
does that mean
what do
they
you
have
kinda-
more? Does that mean they have more holiday spirit than anything else, or does that just mean that they're lazy and just don't want to just keep going up and down the ladder? Is that
That's it.
efficiency? Is it efficiency, or is it laziness, or is it just they have more holiday spirit than you?
They got spirit. Yes, they do. They got spirit. That's I think a lot of it is laziness. I think that's where it comes, especially the more stuff you put up. That means the more stuff you got to take down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are people that do that. They keep it.
Okay. And speaking of like the holiday spirit and like you get more you put up, the more you put down. Then you have those people who pay other people.
Hey now.
I want to do all of I want to look like I have all of this Christmas spirit, but I don't want to do it myself.
I mean, I know a guy who does that. I mean,
Do you really?
I know a guy who sells that service. Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, I do too.
Yeah,
I mean,
not the person who actually pays somebody.
I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying.
But they're yes, the paying people to put the stuff up. I think a lot depends on like what they're putting up and why they're. I think a lot of it is the intention. What's the goal? What's the purpose behind you putting it up? Like,
It doesn't mean that you have less Christmas spirit because you paid
Yes.
somebody else to do it.
Yeah. I think a lot is the intention. Are you paying someone or doing it yourself because you're competing, because you have to show off, because you have to be perfect, or are you doing it because you like how it looks?
And I'm going to equate that too. Are you healing any less? Because some people can't afford therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us in the
Yep.
great United States, trust me, we are paying mental health hospital bills. Let me tell you, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it. I don't like, we'll do what we have to do because, you know, my child is so much happier and better. I'm not happy that we had to go through that experience, but I am grateful for that experience. It's a whole nother podcast, but some people can't afford therapy. So they're doing what they can by themselves, or they're doing what they can, even though, yes, we encourage people to get professional help. Yes, like professionals, just like go to the doctor if you're hurt. But does it mean that they are trying any less because they can't afford to do it?
That's a good point.
Does it mean that I have any less holiday spirit because I can't afford to do the fancy Christmas blow up?
Yeah. Yeah. Or because the stuff that you do is on the inside and not trying to show off to everyone else.
Bear says leaving the light up after Christmas is okay until New Year's, after that lazy. But then there are some people who just keep their Christmas tree up and then they just decorate it for every holiday. And that's a totally different level of
that is a
something.
Thing, yeah.
You know what? Good on ya. But I mean, it's sometimes you don't have like, and okay, it's comparing shopping clearance bins to mental health. It's just like these quick gimmicks, these self-help books or whatever. And sometimes you can't afford therapy. Sometimes a $25 book that walks you through journaling is what you need. And here's the thing is that, Sean, I know your therapist has done it. My therapist does it too. How many of your therapists have gone, I need to buy this book and read it, and I'll help walk you through it?
Actually, none of mine.
Really?
None of mine. None of mine have suggested book. Well, no, wait. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if they suggested it and I just didn't do it. No, none of them have actively said we're going to work through this book.
Oh, mine. All of mine have.
I know, which has been something that I've wondered, like, why aren't mine doing that? Why don't mine do that?
Why have you asked?
No.
I mean, it's fine. And again, this is a very different Christmas decorations. Some people like the matchy Christmas, and some people are like, here's the hodgepodge. I don't know.
Yes.
This is something from it's again, this mental health, like this looks very different. But I shop clearance. I
think we even though whether you go to therapy or not, you're still rummaging through the clearance bin. With TikTok therapist is like the clearance bin. It's, you don't know exactly what you're gonna get. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's trash, and you don't know it's trash till you get it home. Like,
but sometimes that's all you got. That's you try to discern what's helpful and what's not. But it's what you can do. Or hey, Nerdy Will. So yeah, those $5 bins with chock full of DVDs.
Yeah, it says, do you think gimmicky fixes ever help or just distract? I think it depends. It depends on what you're working on in therapy. I think it depends on where you are in your life. And I think it just depends on taking it with a grain of salt. And you should even do that in therapy. Like, yes, they're the professional, but the professionals are still human and have opinions and have their own side. So I think gimmicky things, like journaling can be considered a gimmicky thing, and journaling doesn't require a therapist to tell you journal. You can get therapy prompts online and out of books and all of these stuff. And therapy, you don't need a therapist to tell you to go online and journal about these things and confronting these things. Now, does having a therapist help you talk through, and as a professional, just like having a professional doctor? Yeah, okay. Just like when you have a cold, like, it's a cold. You don't go to the doctor for every single fucking cold. You just go to the store and take some whatever cough medicine you have and just go, okay, I'm going to tough it out. So I don't think all gimmicks are bad. I don't think, and just like Sean and I just talked about, like my therapist, every single one of mine has recommended a book and recommended certain things, and we've walked through it and we've read through it, and it's really helped me and enlightened. But none of his have. So again, it's very much like I'm gonna decorate my house in a fucking nautical theme for Christmas. Okay, that's great. Mine's going to be in a black and white theme and gray, and it's going to be very monotone. That doesn't make it any less holiday. Like, it's still therapy. It's still healing, just like it's still the holidays. Like, it's not going to look the same.
If it works for you, if it keeps you going, so be it. Or not, or, yeah.
I honestly, I think... as somebody who has done workbooks, and I was in my DBT, my dialectical behavior therapy group. That was my group, and we did hardcore. We worked through the DBT notebook or workbook. And we worked through it, and we worked through the worksheets, and we worked through the book, and in group therapy. And I honestly, they are helpful, and they were helpful in the fact that I had a therapist explaining it to me. But when a therapist recommends a book, there's a reason they do it, and I want to make that very, very clear. So, like when
they're not just trying to sell you a book, they're not your college. They're not your college professor wanting you to buy their book.
Right. If they're suggesting a workbook or a book, there is something in what you're talking about that they see that, okay, maybe we need to go more into that, but you have to be willing to do that work.
Yeah.
That means that requires your time, that requires your effort, that requires all of that. But
I just remember one of my previous therapists, he did not recommend a book so much as send me the worksheets of it. So like the DBT book the workbook that you had, he would say, "Hey, I've got some worksheets. I got some things I want you to look at." And sure enough, they were scanned. They were pages out of that book. He just never, at no point did he go say, "Hey, buy this book."
And sometimes they'll do that too.
Because there were specific things like the acceptance, radical acceptance was one of the things that we.
Was that at the DBT workbook?
That was right. It was.
Oh, look at that!
I was like, wait, what is this from? And it had the header or the footer of the specific book, and I was like, oh, this sounds familiar. I know this book. I've heard of it.
I have that in PDF. I have that PDF format.
That's what he was doing. He was giving me pages from in the PDF. Yeah.
Defrosting like Mariah Carey. Oh God, I don't know if I'm ready for this one. Okay, Mariah Carey is the symbol of holiday thaw, just like emotions defrosting after being frozen.
Yeah, are you ready for that one?
No, I'm not.
Here's a fun fact. What I said on that: Mariah Carey's Christmas album was the first CD I ever owned.
Why does that not surprise me?
It shouldn't.
No, I feel like that was the most. I feel like that was the first acceptable Christmas album for our generation.
Absolutely. Yes,
I feel like our generation, that was the first Christmas album that everybody was like, you weren't cool unless you had it.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything else was like older. That was like the first Christmas song that was like very modern for our generation.
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
Because everything else was traditional. It was our parents' music.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was. Yeah, that was ours. That was our first, the Gen X, the millennial, that was our Christmas album, which is probably why that album, well, specifically that one song, has persisted for so long. Is because it was rooted, it took root in our generation.
But it's also like it became the traditional Christmas song for our generation.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like, you know, you name all the songs, it goes in. But it says vulnerability doesn't arrive on command, it melts slowly. And I very much like that. Like, just like you hear, like, and now it's become a meme where it's like you hear the background of all I want. Yes. And it's just like the memes of that. And when you're healing and you're defrosting from the numbness and you're doing that, it's very much like that. And we talked about this last week when I was coming out of that. You can tell there are signs, just like there are signs in the store. They start clearing out the shelves. Like you see them start moving.
Yep. A little bit at a time.
And you're like, it's coming.
Oh.
No, it's July. It's like you see it's like it's July and you see them putting out the school stuff. You're like, it's too soon.
Yeah, right. The back to school. You're like, no.
No. And then they start clearing out the stuff. They put in the Halloween stuff in August. You're like, what are you doing? And you can feel that anxiety.
The pressure. Yes, exactly. You're like, no. Why could you not have hold? I didn't need that anxiety right now.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Not ready.
I am not ready.
Yes.
I am not ready for it to start yet. You need to slow your mother. How many of us have thought that? Slow your roll. I'm not ready for that.
Absolutely.
And how often have you felt that? Like you started feeling something, or you started feeling whatever, or you started and you're like, I'm not ready for that shit yet. No. I still want to be sad, or I still want to. No. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to. No. I'm not ready for that.
Asta's not a fan of the song. I mean, that's I can see that. I can get that. Oh my God, Paragon! Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna make a confession.
Yeah.
I like Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas You." Yeah, because there's a lot of specific memories with my children. That I absolutely. So I hear that song, I go to that. Do I think it's overplayed? Yes, but there's a lot of happy memories I have with that song for my kids. Yeah. One of my favorite Christmas songs is "Last Christmas" by is it like Wham? I think.
I know what song you're talking about. We're gonna have to do an episode of Christmas stuff, Christmas music.
And then, but our all-time favorite song in our house is it's by this acapella group called Straight No Chaser. It's called The Nutcracker, and it's satirical. And I was like, of course, my family's favorite Christmas song is a satire.
Of course it is. Yes.
So, I can't hear it. Pep Pep. It makes me feel physically sick. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's one of those. You never feel like you're ready for Christmas, and then you feel it's gone too soon.
It is. It's.
Do we have enough trauma from that? It's just like, okay, we get through the holidays, and you wake up in January and going, where the fuck did the past 3 months go? But that's the thing, though, is that they start Christmas so early and pushing it. That instead of like really concentrating on every day and every point along the way, you're just sort of in this long season, and then all of a sudden you wake up and it's over.
Yes, I was thinking the exact same thing. There's so much anticipation that builds up, and it's not just like for a couple weeks and done. It is now like 6 months of anticipation for this thing, and then it's over. And then it feels kind of empty for me at sometimes at that point. Is like there's been all this buildup, and then it's done. It's over, and it's over as in like the flip of a switch. It's over because stores immediately start pulling everything down, and like the day's over, and it's now we're moving on.
We're moving on to Valentine's Day.
Whatever the next, Valentine's Day, exactly. And I'm like, I don't really feel like I feel like so much of the effort is put into the run up, the anticipation, and not enough emphasis on actually enjoying the moment.
Do you feel like that in like mental health too? It always feels like we're just going to keep moving on to the next holiday.
Yeah.
We're going to keep moving on to the next thing. We're not going to just sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to worry about it until it gets time to worry about it. You have to start worrying about it and working on it months.
Yeah. Constantly building up to
the next one. You got to keep moving. Okay. All right. Christmas is done. We're moving on to the next one.
Yeah. I'm like, but I need to sit in this one just because Just because, like, it's like that one time, just because it happened one time, just because maybe I did well one time, I can't I don't I'm not ready to move on to the next one. I want to sit in this one.
Do you feel like our years, because of the whole Christmas phenomenon, is
Hmm.
just like that's sort of become our way of thinking about life and mental health and just in general? Like the day you're not, days are empty, you're just going from big holiday to big holiday.
It does feel that way. Yeah. Everything, there's no appreciating the time we're in right now. It's always, for every day is preparing for the next holiday instead of appreciating the day that it is right now.
Right. And the same with like your mental health. It's you. So when you're not in a crisis, you're not dealing with a trauma,
Hmm.
you're not triggered, you're not struggling, you're not whatever, you're not here, and you're not having a major breakthrough, then you must not be healing, you must not be working, you must not be, or you, whatever. And you're just waiting
For
for
the
the
next one.
next one.
Yes. Oh my God. That is, yeah. It feels, when you're in therapy and you're not dealing with a crisis, it feels like I'm just waiting for the next crisis to hit.
Or shouldn't I be working on something?
Yeah. If I'm not working on a crisis, what am I doing?
Right. Am I better? Am I wasting
Yeah.
your time and mine?
Yes. Oh my God. I felt that. Absolutely.
I've
It's
apologized to my therapist so many times. I'm just, I'm okay.
Yeah. Which is, it's kind of a weird place to sit in your therapy and go, like, my therapist even has at one point gone, so what do you where do we think we're going here? What do we need? What's
And
like,
sometimes that's okay. And that's okay to say, hey, I just like,
but it feels weird.
right.
Yeah, it's okay for that to happen. We don't have to be in crisis mode constantly.
It's like the scene from Jim Carrey's The Grinch when he's trying to schedule something between crises. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't reschedule that again. Yeah. But here's what I have come to and again, this is me sounding very much like, oh look, I'm healed. I'm not, because I feel awkward and I often apologize to my therapist. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm wasting your time. She literally, and then every time I say it,
Did she call you out on that?
I'm gonna throw my shoe at you. Like I'm
It's got
constantly
to be the
going,
appropriate shoe though. It makes
I don't but I've begun to say, okay, I'm not in a crisis, but I don't know how to handle not being in a crisis.
Mhm.
And and being honest about that. I think in the awkwardness of it, I feel good. I feel good, but I don't know how to handle feeling good.
You don't trust it. You can't trust feeling good.
Right. And she'll help me walk through that. But just acknowledging that.
Mhm.
Like I
Been there.
feel I'm not in a crisis right now. I don't, okay. Uh
What do I do?
no,
Where am
I
I
don't, what do I do
going?
with it? I don't trust it. I feel sort of
It
okay.
it feels like we're so used to running, like, we're expected to run full tilt. We're expected to be pushing, like, running up to Christmas, the push. We're so used to that I'm working to deal with this crisis or whatever, that it just feels weird to just sit in it and not have to feel like we're rushing to deal with something.
Right.
And then and also sitting there and not going and not feeling weird because I'm not dealing with something. I'm not like, why am I here? Well, I still have stuff to work on just because it's not in a crisis,
Right.
which is
And you
sometimes,
can still do that. And you can still
yes.
work on the things when not in a mad crisis. Just like you can listen to Christmas music if you want, and you can listen to it in March.
I mean, we're gonna make fun of you, but sorry. No, we're not. We're not gonna make fun of you. You are allowed to listen to whatever music you want to, at whatever time of the year you want to. If it makes you happy.
If you want to put it's like if you want to put your Christmas tree up all year long because it makes you happy, fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I keep myself down by overthinking everything.
Ooh.
And sometimes you can. And this is what I actually talked about with my therapist, is sometimes I feel like I over therapize myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm no longer in crisis. Now, have I been through some very traumatic things the past couple of months? Yes, absolutely. But I'm getting better, and I have to acknowledge I'm getting better. But that doesn't necessarily mean I have to be working just as hard as I did 2 months ago as I do right now. And sometimes I have to just not. And that's very difficult for me. Is realizing, yes, I have gone through some very traumatic, scarring, difficult things emotionally and mentally and physically, I mean, in the past 2 months. But now I am starting to recover from that time. And that also means I don't have to overthink it, be over vigilant, be over therapy, use all over skill myself, that sometimes I don't have to work that hard anymore. And that's very hard to switch out of that gear.
It absolutely is. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's very much like you have your Christmas decorations up, it's New Year's Day, and you have to take them down. But that doesn't mean that I have any less Christmas spirit. It's just time for me to take them down.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to. You're like, nope, but I work so
I
hard
work
to
so
put
hard.
them up.
Yes, that is true.
What do you mean? It's okay. But you don't have to do it all at once either.
Yeah.
Just
A little bit at a time. You can even leave them up beyond New Year's Day if you want to. There is no set pattern. There's no set process. There's no set. You don't have to do any of this. You don't have to do your mental health journey is not a predefined set of here, checkbox.
And just because somebody is preparing for Christmas in October or August doesn't mean that you have to prepare for enjoy fucking Halloween.
Yeah. Heck, enjoy Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is honestly, if you want to get Christmas, I like Christmas. I like Christmas. I don't love Christmas, but I honestly, and Halloween's okay. It's just, I feel like it's overrated. So just like Christmas is, I feel like so many people in our generation is just like, I'm like, okay, you know what? If it makes you happy, boo boo, do just like I do with Christmas. I'm like, if that makes you happy,
then you do
you, boo boo.
Yep.
I mean, I'll enjoy all your hard work. I don't have to put in that hard work. That doesn't mean I don't like it any less. But like, I love Thanksgiving, and people are like, why? Because it's a very American holiday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's absolutely an American holiday, and I get that. And I get that it's honestly is a holiday of like, pilgrims and Native Americans and that whole we were invading. I get it.
Genocide and all that stuff.
Yeah, all of these things. But for me, I love Thanksgiving because it's the forgotten holiday. It really 100% is the forgotten holiday.
It is very much, it's neglected. It's overshadowed and neglected.
It's the holiday that it's like, everybody sort of glances over between Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the one that, so it's the pressure of it is so less. I can enjoy all of the things that I love, like having my loved ones around me, having the day off, like having great food, without the pressure of having to buy all the gifts and having to all the pictures and having to do all the things and having to do all the things. It's the holiday I get to celebrate that has all of the great stuff without all the bullshit. I
mean, that's true. That makes sense. Absolutely. And plus, if you happen to have a birthday somewhere around about that time of the year, I mean, it's even better.
I mean, that's what we do.
It's exactly.
Sean's birthday always lands around either on or around Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Mine lands like usually the week after, depending on when Thanksgiving falls. It's either the week after or the week right after. Yeah. Jay's is the same way. Jay's is right there. Jay's is sandwiched in between mine and yours.
Yep. So we just have a big old celebration for us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the external pressure of how long it should take, what your healing should look like, when you should be doing, in what order you should be doing your healing, the process, the types of therapies that you're doing.
Yes.
It's very much pressure from social media and from your friends and from this generation where we're feeling pressured. Just like with the holidays, we're feeling pressure to do it earlier and faster and bigger and more public, and you're pressured to do all these things. And just, it's okay if you don't want to fucking do the thing. Maybe it's okay. Maybe you're not ready to heal from a certain traumatic event yet. But everybody's saying, "Oh, you can't move on unless you do." Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Who says?
Nobody else gets to dictate your healing journey and how much time you take.
If you don't like pumpkin spice season and you're counting down the days until peppermint mocha, sure. You like pumpkin spice too, so don't even start with me.
I do. I enjoy both of them.
Yes. I personally think peppermint mocha is overrated, but so many people hate pumpkin spice. They think it's trash.
It's
so
just
it's fine.
overrated.
It's fine. You know what? You know what? You know what? Yeah, I know exactly. You know what transcends all of that? Apple cider, apple flavor. You know what?
Yeah. And if you enjoy all of them, then you get to enjoy all of them.
Yeah.
It's the season of the spices.
But I feel like it's very equal. It's very similar. Both of those. Where you're feeling pressure to do things before you're ready, before you want to, because that's what, or even just looking like you're working on it, because that's expected.
I think that's where a big part of social media it affects this, because there's that side of social media that goes, everything has to be perfect. The influencer, I got to have it together. I've got to, healing is messy. And it's patchy. It doesn't look the same. It's not uniform. It's not always polished. Sometimes it looks quite messy. And sometimes the cat jumps on the tree and the tree falls over, and that's your mental health. And that happens to be your mental health for the week. And then you gotta write it. You gotta work on it. So it's not always gonna be that perfect. And I think I think a lot of that pressure is from, especially if you're heavily involved in social media, is all that pressure, whether self-imposed or imposed from the people that follow you, to have it together.
Oh, and you know what's worse? You don't have to, quote unquote, celebrate the holiday the same way as somebody else. You can be celebrating the same motherfucking holiday and it looks different. And it looks different, just like healing. You can be working on the same thing. You can be working on whatever it is you're working on. You can be healing. You can be doing the mental health work, and it looks different. And that doesn't mean that your way is wrong or their way is wrong. But if you sit there and impose your timeline and your way of doing things, and I am guilty because I did it to Sean for so long, and I had to learn. I mean, I'm going to raise my hand, but I've had it done to me. And I'm honestly,
I think a lot of us fall into both sides of that.
Right. But I mean, I'm guilty. I did it for Sean for so long. It was years before I realized I was fucking up so hard. I thought I was helping him. I was not. But I also have to go through that because I have a couple of people in my life who are like, well, you should be doing this because I need this. Well, I'm so glad you need that.
Yeah.
I am not there. I am working towards that and I am trying that, but I just can't right now. Or like whatever. It's just, but I'm not there yet. I want to be there. I am working my damnedest to get in the holiday spirit, but I still got to make my kids Halloween costumes. So I'm not going to sit here be putting up my Christmas tree. Like it's the same thing. I want to be there and I love this and I want to get there and I'm absolutely there, but I am not there yet. And I am so glad that you are prepared with your storage unit full of Christmas decorations. I don't have that. And that's okay.
Yep, absolutely. It's all going to be different. It's all going to look different. It doesn't matter where we're at. It doesn't matter if we don't. It takes a lot longer for us to get there. If we don't get the Christmas stuff up before the holidays, that's happened to me. I'm like, I started, and then that's as far as I got. And so, you know what? And for the longest time, I've been imposing that I have to do this. I have to get this way. I have to have family over. I have to, because I felt like that was the thing. If I didn't, what would that say about me, or what would other people say about me? And so learning to accept that it is what it is, and it is what I want is what I want. If I want to do it, like Halloween, I celebrated Halloween one year because I wanted to. I've never celebrated Halloween because of how I grew up ever. And one year I was like, I want to celebrate Halloween. I want to hand out
You
candy.
went all out, and
I did.
That was awesome.
I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was great. But the next year, I was like, okay, am I going to do it again? And I did feel it. The next year, I was like, I don't really feel like doing that. I did it one year. I don't have to do it this year. And I didn't. And I felt fine. Like, okay, I don't have to do that. And that's the part of me that I had to work through, is like the guilt from it, dealing with accepting the guilt of it. It's first time I spent Christmas alone, accepting that, and then the guilt, working through the guilt from that. So the holidays is whatever you make of the holidays. It's yours.
And just like mental health, and it's exactly it. Like the pressure you put on yourself to go, well, I did it last year, I have to do it this way this year. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Because you're different this year.
Yeah.
You went through some different shit this year. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you approach it the way you approach it.
Yeah.
You do it. And don't let anyone else tell you, unless they're your therapist, and that they probably know. Don't other people will try to impose, whether they mean to or not. We tend to impose what we want and what we think, and sometimes we do it as jokes, and we're not trying to impose it. We're being funny. We're joking about stuff.
Or they think that they're helping you. They think that they're helping you. They think that it's like, oh, well, you're not doing it because you have a hang up, or you're scared, or you're not, or whatever. But you just have to do it. So do the thing. Do this. Just do it. And it's just like peer pressure to do something. And yes, okay, sometimes you're never going to be ready for something and you just need to do it. But then there are other times where it's just like you could be pressuring them to do more damage, and you could be pressuring yourself to do more damage than actually good. And this person who didn't want to hurt you, had no intention of hurting you, had no intention of doing these things because they love you and care about you, is actually hurting and damaging you more and re-traumatizing you. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I wasn't ready for this season, but here I am in this season.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. And I felt pressured to be ready. And so here I am, and I'm like, okay, here I am. And now I don't want to be here.
Yes.
And that's when you traumatize yourself and go, well, fuck it. I didn't want to be here. I've been here. I was here too soon. I was here too early. Mm-hmm. And now I'm here. And now fuck it. I don't want to celebrate Christmas. I don't give a shit. Actually, I fucking hate Christmas now.
That is absolutely true. Dealing with something isn't always the same. How you approach dealing with something isn't necessarily just because you need to deal with something doesn't mean that you need to like full force jump in the deep end. Bam, I'm going to deal with it. Sometimes it's exposure therapy. Sometimes it's I'm going to put up one decoration. Sometimes I'm going to do this one little step. That's what my therapist would tell me is like, success doesn't mean making a big leap. Success is,
and that's where I fell in the problem. It's because, like I said at the very beginning, I am one of those do the hardest thing first. Let's do the hard thing, and then we'll deal with that. And I am discovering Is
Uh-huh.
that is actually doing me more harm than good. Yes, there are some problems that I need to address that way, and in some situations that I have to do that way. But not every problem needs to be not faced like I'm in a war zone.
Yes.
Sometimes it needs to be like you said, one thing at a time, one season at a time,
Mhm.
one thing at a time, and doing it because
Because re-traumatizing yourself doesn't do you any good. Like you said, it can do like sometimes it can be the worst thing that you can do is to jump into that, hit it full force, and re-traumatize, and then you're worse off, and you got to deal with that on top of it.
yeah.
So that's why nobody else can give you can tell you how your journey's supposed to look, what your journey's supposed to look like, and how it's supposed to go. So
Even therapists.
they are, you said it, they are not perfect. They are human. They approach it in a certain way.
They have their own opinions and ideas. Yes, are
They
they
do.
professionals? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they also only see you once a week,
Hmm.
sometimes once every other week. They don't know
Yeah.
everything. They don't know what you've been struggling with. And you can
Hmm.
tell them, and they only know what you tell them.
Yes. And if you're not, and if you've been gaslighting your therapist, if you've been telling them if you've been telling them things that aren't true, it can skew the advice that they give you.
Yeah, yeah, Sean, yeah.
Speak for myself right there. Calling myself out.
So I don't feel, I feel like the big thing is I wore this like bah humbug. Like, don't feel the pressure. Like, I mean, yeah, we're all gonna feel the pressure.
Hmm.
But it's like, don't feel the pressure to put yourself in a season or celebrate a season or put yourself in a place or go through what you need to go through if that's not where you are at.
Hmm.
If you want to celebrate pumpkin spice season until fucking December 1st, fucking do that. Like, if you want to say no, okay, I get it. Yeah, no, Halloween's over, pumpkin spice season's over, but fine. But that doesn't mean that I fine. If you're gonna put everything on pumpkin spice on sale, I'll clearance that shit. I'll buy all of that and I'll celebrate it until I fucking run out.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I will buy all the candy corn to keep me going through the entire year until
Well,
it comes
that
back
is
out.
why. Yeah, that is why you're you. Yeah, that's fine.
That is why I have candy corn in the pantry. No, actually, I don't. I need to get some.
God.
Yeah,
Um,
you can bring the candy corn hate. That's fine. I'll take it.
but I mean, that's just where don't let anybody else tell you you need to be more or in a place more than you are. If you're in a depressive episode, be in a fucking depressive episode. And I know I, as somebody who is in one, as you guys know, it feels like it's never ending sometimes. Why is this going on for 2 months? Why am I depressed for 2 months? It's stealing my life. And there are people that are in your life that will feel that way. It's gone on long enough.
Hmm.
It's gone on long enough. Now it's time for you to be over it. Okay, let me write a memo to my brain. I forgot, like, or let me
Yeah.
write a memo to my trauma, or let me write a memo to this, or whatever. Like, okay, just again, I'm so glad you think it's time for me to be that way.
Yep.
Only you can make that choice of when it's time for you to decide to move into the next holiday or next season or whatever it is, wherever you are. And sometimes you can be ready, like, I'm ready for the holiday to be over. It seems like it's never ending. And I was there too.
Hmm.
Just like in my depressive episode, I'm tired of being sad. I don't want to be sad anymore. I want this to be over. I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of being depressed. I am tired of being this way. I am. And some people can be tired of Christmas before Christmas even fucking gets here.
Well, especially consider when we start doing this in September. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's, oh, come on. Come on, guys. Nah. I will. You can hate my candy corn. That's fine. But yeah, especially that's part of the problem with starting so early is there's such a long ramp up to it that it's exhausting. You're so burned out over Christmas, the holidays. By the time you actually get to the day, you're like, and so you end up hating the thing. Whereas if you had just started celebrating a couple weeks before, you wouldn't get to that point. But when it stretches out for so long, it's hard not to hate.
Esther says, I start in September wishing it was January. Right.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the thing. A lot of people in our there are people in our lives. There's so, the media, the what we're presented with, like commercials. It feels like it's so much pressure that we have to celebrate it in a certain way. We have to heal in a certain way, and we don't. We're gonna heal in the way we heal. We're gonna celebrate in the way we celebrate, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a text message.
That's okay.
Well,
you gotta let your inner Mariah Carey thaw in her own time.
Yeah. Just celebrate, like be in the season you're in.
Yes.
And if you want to be in Christmas season in September, that's okay too. Mm-hmm. What we're saying is allow yourself to be where you're at without anybody else's timeline and pressure and whatever that looks like. And again, it will look different. It may look the same. It may look different, but allow yourself that time and that space for that. We also have a second Christmas day. Is that Boxing Day?
Boxing Day is a Canada thing, isn't it?
We don't celebrate Boxing Day. We also have a second Christmas day. That's bullshit. The UK.
For the UK.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We have a hard enough time keeping track of the holidays in the
Again,
US.
because of commercialism, I don't know what holiday I'm in right now.
You are in the holiday that you need to be in right now.
I'm in Holla Thanks at Christmas.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right. So thank you for joining us. So tonight, Sean's building shit. That's what he does.
I am finishing. I'm finishing the original Hogsmeade Village tonight. We're putting our roof, or actually we're building it out and putting a roof on it and all that stuff.
Holla Thank Christmas. Yeah. Because like everything's the same. Holla Thanks Christmas. I don't know. Like it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
We need a shirt with like all that stuff in it.
Holla Thanks at Christmas? I don't know.
Yes, exactly. I'll go check out T-Turtle. Maybe they have one. T-Turtle's probably got one. All right, so tonight I am building Legos tonight. We're finishing the Hogsmeade Village. I got my shipment in. I got my all my new Lego build sets in. So those are going to be happening soon. You get your Game Boy yet?
I did not. I need to get
your Game Boy. But yeah, so I got my Christmas sets. I've got the Santa. I've got the AT-AT. And then a couple other sets. So we're gonna be working on that. And then that's tonight at 6:30 Eastern on my channel, Dorian Summer. I'm trying to throw this in the chat real fast before. There we go. So on the last one on the list there, Dorian Summer, that's my channel. So we're going to work on some Lego building at 6:30 tonight. And then on Tuesday, it's 3 Bards and a Dragon. That's on Team_AOA. That is our RPG podcast where we roll a D20 and let it ruin our lives. It has been a season of Pep DMing, and it has been crazy.
And Sean has been so, like last week, he was like not having any of our shit.
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
He was doing the teacher thing, like we would say something and he would just keep continuing his sentence like he didn't hear us.
I'm just gonna keep going. So that's it. So that is at 8:30 Eastern on the Team_AOA channel. And then Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, including tonight, is our good buddy Nev. Nev is a gamer, and he is a treat to watch. Check him out on his channel. He will be gaming tonight, Tuesday and Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern on his channel, Zarkdor. So, and that brings us back to Sunday, another episode of Waking Up right here. Same trauma channel, same trauma time.
Yay! All right, guys. So we will see you guys later.
Have a good Sunday. Bye.
Did you really just high five over me right
No,
now?
we didn't.
Okay, we're live.
Hey.
Hello.
Wait, last week,
You don't even do that well from the front seat.
Okay.
And the bear's coming with the carpet spoon.
That's
Oh,
a straight up
no.
PBR for the table. I think it called.
She ain't judging us at all.
Did you really just high five over me right
No,
now?
we didn't.
Okay, we're live.
Hey.
Hello.